Okay, so in this tutorial we're gonna download Flutter to SDK, and yeah, let's just start it. So basically what this Flutter to SDK, like maybe if you're watching this in the future, like the current version is 2.3, maybe you're watching it in the future, you're gonna wonder is this video gonna work. So you need to be consider what version are we gonna download. So it's called Flutter 2 SDK. It's kind of weird in a way. Maybe in the future they're gonna call it Flutter 3 SDK because it update like every 6 months, and it is what it is. You should be familiar as on that if you're starting programming anyway. Like, you know what? Let's just start it. So we're gonna go to the flutter.dev, click that, and get started. Okay, so maybe I think I remember a start Flutter. This is not how I see back then. It's Flutter 1 when it's per release. So that's why it will not work in the future if you're watching this. So maybe they changed the website, or updated. So click your Mac OS or Windows. So we're gonna click Windows, get Flutter SDK, and Windows table.zip. And this thing's gonna get over complicated if we go down on here. And you know what, let's just step by step. So let's download the Flutter SDK at right now. Okay, so the installation is done. So this one, it's meaning we're gonna create a folder on our C drive anyway. And let me go to the C drive, and so we're on the roots of C drive. So we're gonna create a, you know what, let's just create a Flutter on here. Let's say Flutter folder. Let's call Flutter, something like that. Did I spell it right? Right. So go to your extracted file. So I'm gonna put it on here and extract here. You can use 7-zip or any kind of extract here. So if you're like absolute beginner, you're not here anyway, you should never go on not web development, a Android or iOS development as your first programming or introduction. That's absolutely crazy if you do that. I don't recommend. You should straight jump in on Android, because like the learning curve is way we're just scratching the surface anyway. Like it takes you, I don't know about you, but if you're like on high school or college, you have a lot of time. But if you're working on 9 to 6, if your main job is web development, you try to learn new things, that's you're gonna understand that time is more important than your work anyway. That's what I see it anyway. And yeah, so time is the best investment that you can have, and they underpaid you. Nah, they don't understand how your time is more valuable than your job anyway. Okay, so we extract our file on the Flutter like this. Okay, so we're gonna go to the inside of this. So we're gonna go to the Flutter. So we're gonna find this bin file on here, bin, and we're gonna try to run this in our command line. So command from, we're gonna cd on this location. How we're gonna do it? Like I told you, this is not a beginner tutorial anyway. You're gonna cd on that, and we're inside of that. And so how we gonna run this thing? So clear cls and directory. So we're gonna do the, you know what, darts.bat. Let's test this. Okay, so we got our darts.bat file and flutter.bats. It's a batch file anyway, .bat. Okay, welcome to a Flutter. So we got our SDK. You should remember your directory. So we create a, it's on the description anyway, it's on the documentation. You're gonna create a folder on your C drive. If you want to download it, you can use. If you don't want to download, get that clone. You can clone the repo anyway. And we're gonna update our FAT. So user variable to the FAT. And because we're not on the, if we did not add this on our system environment, if we call flutter darts, like our system, we don't know that we have the SDK. So I'm gonna give you example. I think I remember I installed it. Oh my god, maybe it works. Okay, darts. Yeah, I have installed it anyway. So flutter. Okay, did not recognize because we don't have the in our environments. So how we gonna fix that? So I'm gonna close it because it works. We're on this spot anyway, so we can access the darts and flutter.bats. So we're gonna create a system environment for our we're gonna edit our environment path. Environment, system environment. You're gonna search it. I'm gonna go settings, not settings, environment variable, and so we're gonna go to the path. If it's right, so go user variable, check if there's entry called path. So we're gonna user variable, not system variable, user variable called path. Okay, so this is the one. Okay, so if you're reading this, be careful on doing these things. It can mess up your computer. So we're gonna go under user variable, check there is a entry called path. If the entry exists, I'm gonna pull by flutter being. Use the separate and using value. If the entry doesn't exist, create a new bar path with a pull path beneath its value. Okay, so we're gonna edit it. Be careful on doing this thing. Edit, and we don't have the path for our flutter. So we're gonna add our folder called flutter.bin. So what this means, this is the path that we get. Okay, so I'm gonna go back. So this is the extracted version. We go stable, flutter, bin, copy that, very straightforward. I'm not gonna, and we're gonna new that, and okay. Okay, so we update it. So we're gonna check our command from. So we're gonna type flutter.bat. Okay, so we install Flutter right now. So because it's working now, our system variable recognize the SDK installed. So we don't need to go to this path anyway because it's already add to our system variable. So I'm gonna close this thing. And yeah, so that's how you're gonna do it. Very straight. So where is Flutter? Darts. Okay, so it's working fine anyway. Stable. So this is a folder we create, right? Yep, so this is correct. And for our console winner has Flutter directory path, so we don't do that. And the Android setup, that's the next step. So this is only the SDK only. And see you next video. Like and subscribe.